we don't need roads.
Mr. Morse, it's an absolute honor to speak with you, sir. How are you?
I'm really good. Nice to talk to you, Jake.
I'm so excited to talk. This is genuinely one of my favorite films of all time. So I'm so happy to be able to talk with you. There's a really great picture of Stephen King, who is my favorite author of all time, sitting in Old Sparky on the set. And I'd always heard that there was a story that they strapped him in, and then once he was strapped into Old Sparky, he freaked out and was like basically begging to be let out of the chair. I'm curious if you were there the day that he was there, and is that a true story that he freaked out when he got strapped into Old Sparky?
Well, I would like to believe that was true. I was not there, but let's choose to believe that was true.
Okay. Were you there just on set whenever he was kind of walking around?
You know what? I think he only really made maybe one or two visits, and I was there for that. And everything comes to a standstill when Stephen King walks onto the set or anywhere. I mean, he's such a presence. And Frank, of course, adores him. Mm-hmm. And you can tell by the adaptations he does of his work. And I think it was his birthday, actually, when he came there. So there was a cake for him, which he appreciated. And I think it may not have been long after his accident. Mm-hmm. So we were happy to have him there, happy to see him.
I love that. I just want to talk about that set in general, because that place is so crucial to this movie. The movie either works or doesn't, really, based on how that set looks. I'm just sort of curious, what did that set, those cells, sort of that faded lime green floor, do for you as an actor?
You know, it brings you to life in a way you don't have to act. You know, that's what you hope for. You know, I've done scenes on mountaintops, which is great, and all kinds of weather, and but we had to live on that set a lot. We were on that set, I think, for 3 months. We had 1 month where we went to Nashville and shot, on location there, which was a relief. But we had to be really on that set all the time, every single day, all of us together. And the set feels like a character in the play, a truthful character, and it helps you to be truthful.
I love that. It's such a beautiful set. Every time I see it, it takes my breath away. I have to speak with you about the great Michael Clarke Duncan, obviously from right here in Chicago. I was just wondering if you could take me to the moment you first saw his John Coffey, the moment John Coffey came to life as a character. What was that like as a fellow actor when you're there on set with him? Because obviously Michael Clarke Duncan and John Coffey are two completely different people. What was it like the moment that you actually met John Coffey?
Well, listen, I'm going to go back just a little bit before that, because Michael told a story about it in Chicago when he worked for the gas company. And it was a few years before the Green Mile. He told about literally being in the ditch, digging the ditch. All these other guys are up there around looking down at him while he's down there digging his ditch. And he looks up at all of them and he says, you know what? I'm going to go to Hollywood. I'm going to be an actor. They all laughed at him. And 3 years later, we're sitting with him at a table full of these fantastic actors. And he's there, he'd done a thing in Armageddon, been a bartender and something. This is the third thing he'd been in. And he's sitting at a table with that amazing presence that he had. And I'm thinking, I don't know if this guy can act, but God, he's fascinating. And he's just really simple, really truthful. And I was like, okay, you got a long way to go here, buddy. And probably the first day, when he opened his mouth on that set, it's like, okay, I get it. I get why he's here. And I just admire the hell out of him, because he was not an actor growing up, but he brought everything to it. And that commitment and the soul, the heart that he had, it was really special.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm going to cut you loose on this one. Frank Darabont is obviously the master at a very specific niche, which is Stephen King prison stories. Did he ever pull anything from his time on Shawshank that he used on Green Mile, or were they two completely different animals for him?
Well, I auditioned for Shawshank, and I thought I was going to get a role in that, and I did not. And I was very disappointed, because I'd actually worked with him before. So I can't say for him what he brought to it, other than he brought me to it, which I'm very happy to say I was a part of, because he cast me. I was the first one he cast in it. He called me and asked me to do the movie, and it turned out pretty good.
It turned out very good. Mr. Morse, it is an absolute honor to speak with you, sir. You're going to be joining my podcast with myself and Kevin, who I think you spoke with a little bit earlier. So we have so many more questions for you. So really, it's an absolute honor. I really appreciate your time, sir.
Good. I look forward to it.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.